story. This happened way back. I was cabbing, and I used to work Monday to Thursday from 7 in the morning to around 7 in the evening. On Friday, Saturday and Sunday I do nights, so I'd start about 7 at night and finish from 3 to 4 in the morning. Well, I ended up meeting this bird called Sue, and we started dating. So what I would do is on a Thursday I'd try and knock off a little bit earlier and go to her place, stay there, and then go home the next day. I couldn't stay too long because she used to work and had to get up early the next day for work. So it was a bit difficult, but we managed. So this particular day, a Thursday, I called up Sue in the morning and I said I'll be round tonight about 8 o'clock, because she lived in Surrey, so it used to take me about an hour or so to get to her place. So if I left about 7, I'd be there about 8. So I told her that in the morning. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be round at 8 o'clock. So I gets on with my day. It was actually a pretty good day. Then come what I thought was my last job. Drops this bloke off to a pub, and I gets on the radio, and I said, right, that's it, Harry, I'm off now. Anyway, Harry weren't there. It was this bloke called Nigel, worked in the cab office, and I wasn't a big fan of him, to be honest. He said, no, Tommy, you've got to do one more job. I said, what job? He said, I've got to pick someone up and take them to Gatwick Airport. Well, this used to be a very long journey with loads of traffic as well. I said, but I'm knocking off now. He said, no. Said Harry said you've got to do it. So now I'm as mad as a cat in a pillowcase. So I thought, okay then, I drive round to this place, pick up this couple and drive them to Gatwick Airport, which takes forever. Again, sitting in loads of traffic, nightmare. Finally I get them there, and I'm now absolutely miles away from my bird Sue. So I decide to just go home. I goes home, gets on the blower, calls Sue up, say, look, I'm really sorry, darling, I couldn't come round, I had to do this job. And because it was Thursday, she went to work the next day, which was Friday, and then I start work about 6 or 7 o'clock. So I can't see her for the entire weekend. I was really, really angry. So I walks in the next day, which was the Friday. It was about 7 in the afternoon. 7 in the evening, sorry. I walks in and there's Harry. I said, "Oi, Harry, H." I used to call him H. I said, "H." So what's the meaning of that yesterday? I said, "You knew I was meeting up with my bird." I said, "And you made me do that job." Harry said, "Talking about?" He said, "I never told you that." He said, "I told Nigel to do that job." He said, "I knew you had something to do." I said, "Oh, really?" Anyway, Nigel weren't there because he used to do just days and knock off at 7. So I did the whole weekend. Monday morning, I goes into the cab office, and as I walk in, there's Nigel sitting there, all smug. I said, "Oi, I weren't meant to do that job on Thursday. You was." He goes, "Oh, I couldn't be bothered, so I thought I'd let you do it." I started laughing. I went up to him, I went, "Look, so I've got a girlfriend. So she lives in Surrey, takes me over an hour to get there. I can't see her throughout the weekends because I do nights." I said, "And I was looking forward to seeing her Thursday, and I couldn't because of you." Well, I couldn't be bothered to do it. So I walked up to him and calmly punched him in the face. He went flying across the room and landed belly down, and he had a big belly, on a table. And I said to him, "Don't you ever do that again." So he stood there, staggered back to his chair and apologised. But yeah, I never did like Nigel. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little story. And I will be back with more of them. But until next time, I'll see you all